I don't know how this happens. I'm admitting that I have a problem because when I buy Funko Pops, I tend to buy them in batches. So here is another batch of Funko Pops that have invaded my bookshelves. I'm pretty sure these are going to need a shelf of their own pretty soon. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the lack of my physical presence in front of the camera and what you see before you, today is going to be a Funko Pop update / haul. There's been recently some new Funko Pop additions to my collection. Pretty soon, like I said in the intro, these are going to need their own shelf. The Disney Princess line just got expanded of those gorgeous Disney Princess dolls that I love. So of course we got them in for work, so I had to buy all 3 of them that we got in. And then of course my Rogue One, and I started a new collection with Sailor Moon. So I'm going to show you guys each of these individually and talk a little bit about them. Stay tuned to the end though. I have an opportunity for a Funko Pop trade. There are 2 pops that I no longer want to keep or kind of impulsively bought but no plan on getting the rest of their collection. So I'm offering them up for trade if anybody wants to do a trade. So stay tuned at the end and I'll discuss that as well. But without further ado, let me show you all my new Funko Pop friends that I've added to my bookshelf. So as you guys know, I was collecting the Disney Princesses Pops because they came out with these, I don't know what they're called, like the stylized pops, but the newer Funko Pops for the Disney Princesses. And I had a couple of them that I showed in my previous video. One that I added was Tia from Princess and the Frog. I liked the movie The Princess and the Frog. I didn't like her original pop with the wedding swamp dress. I don't know what else to call it. But her blue dress in the movie was my favorite dress, even though she only wore it for a few minutes. And I was really happy to see that they redid this pop with that dress. And this particular pop was a Comic-Con grab, and she is also my cheapest pop I ever got at $5. This was an extreme bargain pop, which made me super happy. So I added her to my first set of the Disney Princesses. In continuation of that set, I also got Rapunzel. I love this pop. I love her braid, her dancing, swooshing dress. It's just a very, very pretty set of princess pops. Then to finally complete that collection, I found Cinderella. I did have the clear, sparkly version that my sister gave me, but I wanted the original plain version to kind of complete the full set that I have of the Funko Pops. So I finally completed the first set of the Disney Princess Funko Pops, and I thought that was it, but they actually announced some more and released some more Funko Pops, which I'm super excited about. So the next set of the Disney Princess Funko Pops they announced included Aurora, and this is a solid Funko Pop, ladies and gentlemen. She is very, very hefty, and I think it's because of all of the hair they put on her. There is also a chase version of her where it's blue, because her gown is either blue or pink in the movie. I decided to only go with the pink dress because blue, believe it or not, is the dominant color of the Disney Princess dresses when I look up on my shelf. I think only Ariel is wearing pink. So I decided to go with the pink rather than the blue, and I'm not going to get both copies because I'm not a duplicate person. But I really like this Aurora pop. Like I said, her hair is quite stunning. The dress is super cute, and I didn't have any other version of her beforehand, so I was really glad that they set out another group of these pops. The next one in that new set is Mulan, and they released her matchmaker outfit, complete with her little fan and her hair comb she gets from her parents. And I love the curl on her face. I just love the attention to details for these pops. Just to show you guys the back of Mulan, the scarf she's wearing is actually very fragile. I'm actually kind of worried it will break off. And I don't know if you can see, but on her arm is actually her cheat notes from the movie where she was scared she would forget things. So she wrote them on her arm in the movie, and I think that is a very cute attention to detail for that. They also released another Princess Jasmine. I actually have both versions of Princess Jasmine. I love her little skirt, and her hair is also very incredible. I think the hair and the skirts just with these pops are just really, really well done. But I have this gorgeous Princess Jasmine. One of the pops I bought earlier in the summer was Jyn Erso from my favorite Star Wars movie, Rogue One. So I knew I had to get the Funko Pops for Rogue One. First one I grabbed was Jyn. There's other versions of Jyn that I'm actually considering getting, even though I'm not one to get multiple versions of the same character, but there's other versions of her that I'm considering getting. What I really like about the Star Wars Funko Pops is that they come with their little stand, and it's a really solid stand. Because even with the other stands with the Pops, I'm having problems even just fitting the Funkos on those stands, but I really like the Star Wars stands that come with the Star Wars Pops. And of course, with Jin, I had to get Cassian. I found Cassian at Walmart, so I snapped him up. I was really glad to find Cassian at Walmart, because Walmart's actually pretty reasonable in their pricing for Funko Pops. Then, after searching high and low, I finally found K2SO. Believe it or not, he was actually really hard to find. I was looking for him at the same store I bought Jin at, and the guy told me they didn't have a lot of them made because he thought the movie sucked. But I couldn't find K2 anywhere. And then my mother and I stopped off at this import candy store to find some American chocolate bars we can't get in Canada because they've carried them. And out of the blue, there was K2SO at this random candy store. We didn't get our chocolate bars, but I left with a Funko Pop. So I was really excited to find K2SO there, and I completed my favorite trio from the movie. Like I said, there's a few more extra characters I want to get from Rogue One to complete that, but I really like what I have right now. The next set I started collecting was the Sailor Moon set. I wasn't planning on getting Sailor Moon at all, even though I was eyeing these Pops for the longest time. But I saw Sailor Moon or Serena in Chapters, so I decided to go ahead and pick her up, because if I didn't get the whole set, I would at least have Sailor Moon. But once I pulled her out of the box and again saw the fantastic detail on her, and I loved her hair, I knew I was going to be getting the rest, at least, of the inner scouts. I don't think I'll get, like, Neptune and Pluto in them, but for sure, like, Mars, Venus, Mercury, I'm definitely going to pick those ones up. This Serena does come with Luna, but as you can see, Luna, there's no way I'm going to get her to stand up. Like, I've tried tucking her behind Serena's hair there, but she just constantly does a faceplant on my shelf. No matter what I try, I would have preferred a nice little stand for Luna. This is what's going to be on my shelf. It's going to be Serena and Luna, who's probably face planted because Serena did something stupid anyway. I don't know, but this is what it's going to look like. My only issue with these Pops, again, is I'm having trouble getting Serena's foot into the stand. Like, it's not fitting properly. And I'm having this problem with another Sailor Moon Pop, which I'll show you guys in a second here. So after getting Sailor Moon, I had to go back and get Tuxedo Mask. He was also at Chapters. I, again, really love the attention to detail for these Pops, and his hat is so huge. But I have no problem with the stand. He stands perfectly fine. That's probably because he has bigger feet than Serena does, because the guy Pops are a lot more easier to stand than the girl Pops for some reason. Then, in my search for the rest of the Sailor Scouts, I've managed to find Sailor Mercury. For some reason, the only Pop the store seemed to have right now is Tuxedo Mask, which, of course, I already have. So I'm having trouble finding the rest of the Sailor Scout Pops, but I did manage to find Sailor Mercury, which is one of my favorite of the Sailor Scouts, so I was really happy to find her at least. So I'm still needing to get Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Venus to complete my collection. They have announced that Sailor Mini-Moon is coming out, so I might get her to complete that part, but as for the other three, I'm not planning on getting any of them. Last but not least, I have the first original Funko Pop of Princess Jasmine, and as you can see, she is still in her box for the obvious reason that she is actually a signed Funko Pop. So this year at the Comic-Con I went to, Linda Larkin was a guest, and she is the voice actress for Princess Jasmine. I made it a bucket list goal to try and get and meet as many as the Disney Princess voice actresses as I could. Possibly, because like they don't come to Canada very often. But Linda Larkin was there and I was ecstatic. I didn't think I would fangirl, but I actually almost cried because, you know, as a kid you just remember all those great memories that come with these movies, especially with what a lot of things I went through as a kid. So I was really excited to meet Linda Larkin. She signed my Funko Pop, and so I have a first ever signed Funko Pop. I know there is covers for Pop, so I am planning on getting like a slip cover thing for this Pop because I don't want the autograph to chip off of it. But there is my one and only signed Funko Pop. So as you guys know, I also own Sadness and Joy, which you're probably wondering why they're in this video, because I've already hauled and talked about them twice. Well, after thinking about it, I kind of impulsively got these Pops with my Disney Movie Rewards points, and Inside Out wasn't exactly my favorite Pixar movie. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't a wow standout movie for me. So having these Pops on my shelf, they're not really my favorite Pops at all. In fact, they've kind of become my least favorite Pops. Not to say they're not cute or anything, I really enjoyed having them, but I'm offering you guys something. So I am offering these guys up for trade. So if you guys have any Funko Pops you want to trade off, I am of course collecting any Star Wars, Disney, or Marvel Funko Pops. If you feel you have ones that you don't want anymore or that you impulsively bought, I am also willing to take any Harry Potter Funko Pops because I don't have any. So if anyone has any extras of those lying around, that would be great. If no one has any Funko Pops they'd like to trade for, I'm also willing to trade for any books and book titles that you guys have duplicates of or decide you don't want anymore. I'll do a trade for those as well. So if you guys are wanting to participate in the trade, you can private message me on Twitter and send me any photos of what you're wanting the trade for. You have to be comfortable giving me your mailing address. I also have to be comfortable with giving you my mailing address, so I might turn down the trade if I don't feel comfortable for any reason. I do want to respect and protect both trader and receiver's privacy, so that's something to consider. So if you guys want to send me any photos or any ideas of what you want to trade for on Twitter, let me know. And if you guys are okay with the fact that I have taken Joy and Sadness out of their boxes, I know some people don't do that, but they have been taken out of their boxes. There is no nicks, no damages, no scuffs on them so far. Even with how many times Joy has fallen off my bookshelf, they're still really good condition. I will have them dusted and cleaned and back in their boxes when I ship them to whoever I trade with. So those are all my brand new Funko Pops. I have my Disney princesses all lined up, and I believe they are in chronological order. I might have Aurora and Cinderella swapped, and I think I'm confused about Belle, Jasmine, and Ariel, but I think I have them all in chronological order. If any of you guys know, if I don't, let me know in the comments below. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!